Hello, I am in Fez. I arrived the other day by bus from Chefchaouen, and that bus trip was the worst thing ever. Maybe not the worst thing ever. I'm sure there's other things that are a little bit more terrible than that, but to me, it was the worst thing ever. So, I am pretty prone to motion sickness. And when I'm traveling, sometimes that can be a bit of an issue. So I was trying to be prepared. If I could speak, that would be great. I was trying to be prepared. I took some motion sickness medicine. I had water along. And about 20 minutes into the trip, I was throwing up uncontrollably. I got a seat at the very back of the bus because I waited until like 10 minutes before the bus left to get my ticket. That's just how it worked out. And yeah, about 20 minutes in, I was throwing up uncontrollably. I threw up like 7 times or something in this little bag that the Italian lady sitting beside me thankfully had. I like tapped her on the leg and was like, I'm gonna throw up. And she dumped her lunch out of this bag and gave it to me and saved my life and the life of everyone else on the bus. Honestly, it would have been so bad. And after I was unable to stop vomiting, she went up to the front of the bus and got the bus driver to pull over. And when I say bus, I mean like a full-on coach bus with like 50 people on it. So, little embarrassing. I threw up on myself. That's always a great time. And then she got the bus driver to agree to let me sit beside him in this little fold-down seat so I could be at the front of the bus. And this amazing Moroccan man in the front of the bus, he spoke really good French, so we could kind of communicate. And he's like, oh, do you feel sick? I'm like, yes, I'm really sick. How could you tell? And so when we pulled over for like 2 minutes to let some people off the bus, he ran over to the little convenience store thing and got me some sparkling water to help settle my stomach. So nice. And then he offered to sit at the back of the bus and give me his seat in the second row so that I would be able to not be sitting illegally. The bus driver was not super pumped about me sitting there, and I could still be near the front of the bus. So he was definitely the MVP of that whole trip. But I got to Fez. I survived, and now I'm staying with this amazing host family. They're so nice. And the other day I went and explored the old Medina a little bit. But I wanted to take you guys back because I didn't really film anything. I was more just exploring. And it's raining. I got all ready to go, and it's raining. So I'm gonna wait like 10 minutes, and then hopefully it stops raining. Of course, it hasn't rained like at all this whole trip. It rained for like 10 minutes in Chefchaouen in the evening. That's pretty much it. So I've been really lucky with weather. And of course, today when I decide, yep, I'm gonna go down to the Medina and show you guys around, it's really cool. It's the biggest old Medina in the world. So really awesome. They're famous for the leather tanneries here. So I'm gonna try and find one of those to show you guys. But yeah, the sky opened up and decided it was a perfect time for a rainstorm. So hopefully it stops raining and we can go and explore the area. Well, it stopped raining, at least for the time being, so we're gonna risk it. I actually asked my host family, I'm like, well, should I risk it? And he said, no risk, no fun. So I said, you're exactly right. And we're gonna go risk it. But the sky looks like, hey, it might rain, but it also might not. So I like those odds. So this is a view from where I'm staying. This is like, my house is like right there, and this is right here. Usually there's lots of little boys playing soccer, but not right now because it was just pouring. So you can see this really gorgeous view. Let me zoom in and get you a shot of where we're going. So over in that direction is where the old Medina is. Not that wall right there, but past it, kind of more over there. That's kind of where the old Medina is. So it's about 2 kilometers, not that bad. And yeah, look at that gorgeous view. So we're gonna go see what we can see. So far so good. I'm just about down to the entrance to the Medina. There's a bunch of different entrances. Like I said, it's the biggest one in the world. But the closest one is not that far from me. So that's the one I'm going to. And it's actually the entrance to the vegetable market, which I think is called the souk here. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, it's a little bit wet, but it has not started raining again, which is all I asked for. Well, I spoke a little too soon. We're gonna hope that it stops soon. Although luckily, I did bring my GoPro, which is very waterproof. So, I mean, we have this, but unfortunately, because I am super prepared all the time, the battery is already low. So, like, it's fine. I did shoot a little bit of stuff the other day when I was here. So, I will splice that in accordingly. And then I am here today. I am here tomorrow as well. So hopefully it's a little bit less rainy tomorrow. But here we are. So the rain finally stopped, thankfully, before I completely called it quits. Right now I am in front of the famous Blue Gate. Everyone is loving that I'm just talking to myself with a camera. So the Blue Gate is behind me. That is the most famous entrance to the Medina. The other side of it is actually green, so I'll show you that in a second. But yeah, one of the most famous things about the biggest Medina in the world. So now let's go to the other side. That dude in the orange was cracking up at me talking to myself. I mean, to be fair, it looks pretty weird. But now we're gonna go see the other side of it, which is green. Let's see. See that? I'm very happy it stopped raining, at least for a little bit. I took refuge in a herbal shop for a second. Tried to sell me some argan oil. I said, thanks, no thanks. I am back in my little neighborhood now, thank God. It just kept going between pouring rain and just a sprinkle, so I figured it was time to call it quits. The taxis here continue to cause me such a headache. It's ridiculous. Every time I insist that they put the meter on, they will not put the meter on. And they just try to charge me like, he tried to charge me 6 times the amount that I knew it was supposed to cost. It's like 2 kilometers. Completely ridiculous. And then he has the gall to ask for a tip on top of that. I said, no, the overcharge is tip enough for you. You're welcome. So, yeah, I'm back in my little neighborhood now, which is nice because, as I said, it keeps downpouring. and I'm completely soaked through at this point. There's puddles everywhere, oh my goodness.